The Pinewood Asylum had been abandoned for decades, left to rot on the outskirts of a small town. It was a place that held a dark history, whispered among the townsfolk in hushed tones. The building stood as a monolith of despair, its once pristine white walls now stained and crumbling. Rumor had it that the spirits of the tortured souls who once inhabited its halls still wandered within its confines. The town knew better than to go near it, but curiosity can be a dangerous thing. Sophie, an aspiring journalist, had always been drawn to the macabre. Her fascination with the paranormal led her to the gates of Pinewood Asylum on a cold, misty night. Armed with only a flashlight and her camera, she ventured inside, determined to uncover the secrets that lay within. The creaking of the gates seemed to scream a warning, but she pressed on. As she stepped into the main hall, the air grew thick with a palpable darkness. The smell of mildew and decay filled her nostrils. Graffiti marked the walls, adding to the eerie atmosphere. She began to explore, taking photos, recording every moment. A sense of unease gnawed at her, but she brushed it off as excitement. She had to get a story. As she ventured deeper into the asylum, the temperature dropped. She found herself in the old operating room, where rumors of brutal experiments had been conducted. The rusted surgical tools still lay scattered, a grim reminder of the horrors inflicted there. A sudden noise made her jump. It sounded like a whisper. Sophie turned around, her flashlight flickering. There stood a figure shrouded in shadow, its eyes glowing an unnatural red. Panic surged through her, but her feet felt like they were rooted to the ground. The figure began to move closer. She could hear its labored breathing, feel its malevolent presence. She snapped out of her paralysis and ran, the figure's laughter echoing down the hall. She stumbled upon a room filled with old patient files. Frantically searching through them, she discovered a name that sent chills down her spine. Dr. Elias Crane, the asylum's former head surgeon, known for his cruel and inhuman treatments. Sophie realized the figure stalking her wasn't just any ghost. It was Dr. Crane himself. Forever trapped in the asylum, he had turned into a hell. Desperation drove her to search for an exit, but the halls seemed never-ending, twisting and turning in ways that defied logic. Finally, she found a staircase leading to the basement. Hoping it would lead to a way out, she descended. As she reached the bottom, she was confronted by an iron door covered in strange symbols. With no other choice, she pushed it open, revealing a room filled with candles and ancient relics. In the center was an altar, upon which lay a book bound in human skin. The room pulsed with dark energy. The door slammed shut behind her, and she could feel Dr. Crane's presence closing in. Sophie grabbed the book and began to read aloud the incantations within, hoping to banish the evil spirit. The air grew colder, and the room trembled. The candles flickered wildly as Crane's form materialized before her, his eyes filled with rage. With a final, desperate scream, she finished the incantation. The room exploded with light, and then there was silence. When Sophie came to, she was outside the asylum, the first rays of dawn breaking the horizon. The building was now nothing more than a charred ruin.